We be live. Shalom, everyone. Hi. So today, let's get into it. We have a video by these three idiots. Actually, let me bring them up. Who are they? You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Guys, make sure. Oh yeah, these three. Um, I think. Do I need to introduce them? For people who are new here, first of all, subscribe. Second of all, like the stream. Third of all, if you're new here, these are the three top Islamic YouTube channels in one screen here, one in one frame. And the one on the left, right, is Muhammad Hijab. The guy in the middle is Ali Dava, and the one on the right in the white shirt is the white hoodie. His from the channel Smiles to Jannah. I think his name is Zizash or something like that. These three represent the top three Islamic YouTube channels in English. And they're all based in London. Okay, so Londonistan has become the main propaganda center for Islam in English, and it's great to basically have them all, three of them at the same time, so that we could expose all three of them at the same time. I really enjoy dismantling these people's views. So if you enjoyed it as well, make sure you tell me that you appreciate what I'm doing here, okay? Because these are the Islam is coming for Western liberal countries, and we are the defense force here. We are the Qarqad defense force here, as people mentioned in the live chat. Our Persian channel is the offensive team going to Iran. Our English channel is a defensive team. By the way, if you guys want to see our Persian channel, if you speak Persian, the link I'm now putting the link to the Persian channel in the description from now, right? Yes, don't forget to, I'm kind of saying, don't forget to like the stream. And we have a new member. Thank you so much. The name is in Hebrew, so I cannot read it. How's my audio? Can you confirm that my audio is okay? And also, Jean, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your service. It's Jean that is highlighting your comments today. So, guys, in our live stream, the audience is a major part of the show. It's not just me talking. Your comments are being highlighted as well. And your comment, other people get to, when they watch the stream, they get to see what you think as well. You guys are funny. All right. So, and also, sometimes I will stop. If there are any super chats, I will read them. And also, Jean, please keep the star comments between 10 to 15 at every moment. So at any moment, if I want to read some of the comments that you starred, I could check them out. Anyways, let's get to what these people have to say. There was a Piers Morgan show. Some UN lady was talking absolute rubbish. I watched the full interview, and I don't know who this person is, but she's absolutely insane. Like, it makes me lose so much hope for international institutions such as the UN if these are the people there working. Like, she had no arguments on. I mean, well, I can't go and review the whole thing because the whole thing is very long. But I'm happy that these Islamic channels right now, they cut pieces of it that they want to highlight because they celebrate parts of it, and it becomes easier for me to basically crap on them while crapping on this lady at the same time. So this is a very great opportunity for me. So let's watch the teaser. It starts with a teaser for what the show is about. Then it goes to the ad. I'm not going to skip the ad because I'm always curious about what the ad is about. And then we will go into the major content. It's interesting because they used to balance their ads in between promoting Islam and then actually promoting like charities that, even though it's Muslim focused, it's at least helping people, like, I don't know, giving them water or food or something. But now most of the time their ads are for charities and, I don't know, some nonprofits that is focused mostly on spreading Islam. Like, even I think they, even for their own image, sometimes they need to balance it out and like talk about, like, I don't know, getting water to people in, I don't know, Sudan or something. But let's see what the ad is today. Okay, so let's watch the teaser first.
Why, I'm curious why, as a woman who works at the United Nations, why you would even want to have a specter of doubt about it. I've read so many
because of the beheaded babies, because of the claim of beheaded babies. How many journalists, sorry, Piers, including yourself, have amplified this news of and used this argument of the beheaded babies?
What do you think?
Are you predicting?
Okay, is that a real laugh or is that a forced laugh? Like, this is not what a genuine laugh sounds like, does it? Are these people like, is that a genuine laugh? Like, it seems like you are it seems like you're about to shit your pants, Muhammad Hijab. Like, I'm seriously worried for you. Like, is this? I feel like his throat is going to like rip apart or something. Look how forced it is. Hold on, what's one more time? It's so bizarre.
Sorry, Piers, including yourself, have amplified this news of the and used this argument of the beheaded babies.
What do you think?
Are you predicting? Actually, unbelievable that he's.
My throat hurts just watching him laugh. That was a very painful laugh. I think that he needs to go and look at the get a doctor to look at his throat after this. That was extremely forced. Anyways, let's watch the rest of it.
It is because you know you.
By the way, guys, imagine the context, okay? This is how I know this lady is an idiot. And it worries me that these are the people who are working at the UN. Because, so there was a false claim regarding what happened to the babies, even though their children were killed, okay? I mean, am I insane here? You judge me, guys, okay? The fact that the children were killed deliberately by Hamas, targeted, that seems to me to be the main issue. So there was a claim that they were beheaded, and that ended up not being true. And I'm so proud of our channel because when people were saying it, we didn't say it because we didn't know if it was true or not. So I'm so proud of our channel. And now these people are trying to defend Hamas by saying babies were not beheaded. Okay, they died. They were killed on purpose. I don't. Does it really matter that their heads were attached or not? They lost their lives. Like, how big of a difference does it make that they were beheaded or not? I mean, that was a false claim, but these, look at the level of standard that we have right now. Oh, Hamas, you're lying about Hamas. They didn't behead the babies. Okay, they killed them. They killed the children. Is it the defense for Hamas is that they killed them, but they did not behead them? I mean, I'm actually happy that the false information got out, because now when people want to defend Hamas, they have to have the low standard of, okay, they were killed, but they weren't beheaded, which makes them admit that Hamas basically killed a whole bunch of children. That's because they think that they gotta gut you for the other side, like, oh, you guys are spreading false information about beheading babies. Okay, so are you acknowledging the fact that Hamas went and killed these children but didn't behead them? Is that what you're accepting? Because that is a good admission from your side. And because if the beheading rumor was not out there, these people would basically be questioned, like, wouldn't. Do you understand what I'm saying? Basically, the standard is so low that by challenging the pro-Israeli side that, hey, there was no beheaded babies, that means that everything else is correct, that everything else cannot be challenged. There's just ample evidence for it. Except that UN lady, basically what she's saying to Piers Morgan, this is the insanity of that lady, is that she cannot accept that rape happened, that Hamas did all these brutality, all of these people were killed, children were killed. And the reasoning she has for why she doubts all of this happening is that some people claim that babies were beheaded, and then she realized that, and then she saw that no babies were beheaded. So because of that false report that babies were beheaded, she's basically throwing out all the other accusations against Hamas while accepting every accusation against the IDF and Israel. But do you understand what the difference is? The people who were saying that the babies were beheaded, that was just on social media. That was just people spreading rumors on social media. But the people who are claiming that rape happened and children were killed on purpose and civilians were killed on purpose, that is based on investigations and reports. These are not the same thing. The fact that you're using one lie to basically dismiss all the accusations against Hamas shows how biased and dishonest you are. And you're trying to use everything in your power to dismiss allegations against Hamas. And this is somebody from the UN dismissing UN reports. Somebody from the UN dismissing UN investigations because people on social media said something that didn't end up being true. How is that the standard? The UN didn't say there were beheaded babies. The UN's reports are saying that there was rape. Anyways, I will show you. Let's see what these idiots have to say.
Been there, bro.
Why does he keep lying about this stuff?
Oh my God.
By the grace.
Sorry, guys. I had to do the rant to be able to go to the. I was supposed to say this early, a little bit farther in the show, but I was so eager to get that out of there that I just said most of it at the beginning. Okay, so let's see what the ad is here. The ad has a Palestinian flag behind it, so let's see if it has anything to do with Palestine.
Of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the response has been overwhelming, to say the very least. Alhamdulillah, we've had social media personalities and respected scholars, shuyukh from many parts of the Muslim world promoting the cause. We have raised almost £1.4 million, alhamdulillah, and we haven't been sitting idly waiting to hit our target of 2 million. We have fully purchased.
Okay, so you're sending money to Palestine, which is basically, to me, that means that they're sending money to Hamas. They're funding terrorism. Holy fuck.
Waiting to hit our target of 2 million. We have fully purchased 4 properties.
Hey guys, is that the gargad tree? That's a gargad tree. Let's cut it down and plant it in our own backyard.
In London, transferred their ownership to the Waqf after the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. None of this would be.
Oh wait, it's not going to Palestine. They're building shit in the UK. Wait, hold on. What the hell?
From many parts of the Muslim world promoting the cause. We have raised almost £1.4 million. Alhamdulillah.
So look, it says it's for Palestine, but then where the money is going into building Islamic centers in the UK.
And we haven't been sitting idly waiting to hit our target of 2 million. We have fully purchased 4 properties in London, transferred their ownership to the Waqf after the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. None of this would be possible without your support. So we thank you.
Wait, so you're buying real estate for yourself, for your Islamic operations, for the sake of Palestine? How does that work?
Once again,
in the UK. So what? Yeah, we're spreading Islam. We're buying real estate. We're basically investing your money into real estate. Your donations is going into our real estate investments, and we will spread Islam, meaning that we will spread our investments. This is a very good way of getting rich, by the way. Get people that, oh yeah, send us money for Palestine. Okay, what were you going to do with that money? We're going to buy real estate in the UK for ourselves. Wow. Okay, that's amazing. Oh my God. Oh God, this is actually a really good grift. Yeah, okay. They're going up to £2 million. Okay. Oh, somebody say Mars is saying hi from Lebanon. Hi, Mars. Hey, I hope you're safe, Mars.
This is our update.
Yeah, so guys in Lebanon, let me know how you guys are doing.
None of this would be possible without your support. So we thank you once again. This is our update to yourselves. We encourage you to stay tuned for more updates now that the work, alhamdulillah, is truly underway.
Guys, I support Israel. Okay, for the sake of Israel, send me money so we could buy real estate for Atheist Republic. I don't know what does that got to do with Israel, but send. I don't know, man. This is wow. It must be. This is the benefit of having stupid followers, right? It must be a great financially for your followers to be this gullible. All right, guys, we have been on Atheist Republic. We have been doing everything wrong. I've been trying to attract intelligent people, and yeah, and yeah, if I had gullible people following Atheist Republic instead of intelligent people, I would be like, hey guys, send us money for this cause, but we're going to buy ourselves I don't know, property with your money. Okay, fantastic.
Now that the work, alhamdulillah, is truly underway.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers and sisters and dear friends. Hope you guys are well, inshallah. Today we're going to be reacting to Piers Morgan, who's obviously, nothing needs to be said. I mean, the people who've been on there, including yourself, have done an amazing job. But here is a UN official, Francesca Albanese. She's on there, and she calls him out on the whole 40 beheaded baby things. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is how it goes. Are you guys ready?
People
But the
should be
UN
held
says
complicit.
it did happen.
No, the point is, no,
You
the
work at
UN
the UN.
said, no, the UN, the UN is there are political appointees and then human rights appointees, and the Commission of Inquiry concluded that there was in June that there was no evidence to support the claims of gang rape. But let's assume I don't want to say.
That's not true. That is not true. That is not true. Okay. So actually, I have UN guys. I know UN sucks at times, but the UN investigations shows that there was rape. I mean, she said gang rape. Is she trying to be pedantic with the definition of rape and gang rape? So okay, so maybe she's being sneaky. Okay, so the UN investigations shows that Hamas, when they went into Israel, they did rape Israeli women. Okay, maybe because they did it individually and not a couple of them at the same time. Oh, is this what they're trying to do? Because so all the reports of rape that we have, maybe it was one Hamas combatant at a time. So technically, it wasn't gang rape. So they're saying, oh, there was no gang rape, but there was rape, but not gang rape. By the way, I'm saying rape so much, I think that this video is going to be nuked by YouTube. Guys, please like the stream because I'm not being careful with the language. So this video is going to get, deprioritized into oblivion. So please like the stream and leave a comment after the show, okay? But let me actually see. I have the evidence. Okay. This is okay. Hold on. On October 7th, 2023, during attacks on Israeli communities, there were multiple reports and investigations indicating that Hamas militants committed acts of sexual violence, including gang rape. Oh, actually, including gang rape. The evidence supporting these allegations include. So I'm not going to read the other ones done by Israel because nobody, the people will say like, they're biased, even though they're pretty good. They are the ones who actually find a lot of violations from their own side. So the Israeli media is actually very, very good. Israeli investigations are very, very good. But let me just look at the UN one because I have a list of investigations. I have one by United Nations. I have one by Israeli authorities. I have one by Israeli media investigation. But I will just read the UN one because this lady herself is from the UN. So I don't know how she hasn't seen this report. Even Piers Morgan has seen it, but she hasn't seen it. A United Nations team led by Special Representative Pramila Patten, I don't know how to read that name, conducted a mission to Israel and the occupied West Bank. Their report concluded there are reasonable grounds to believe that conflict-related sexual violence, including rape and gang rape, occurred during the October 7th attacks in multiple locations across the Gaza periphery. On October 7th, Hamas militias launched a coordinated attack on Israeli community. Yeah, we know that. Okay, so we also know that 29 children were killed during these attacks. Okay, but we will get to the children later. Let's look at because she's talking about the rape right now. The United Nations team investigated. Yes, we know these sources. So here are the sources that they use, okay? Medical reports, healthcare professionals who treated survivors documented injuries consistent with sexual assault. These medical records detailed physical trauma such as genital injuries, bruising, and other signs indicative of forced sexual activity. The consistency of these injuries across multiple victims reinforced the credibility of the reports. Forensic evidence. Forensic examinations conducted on victims' bodies revealed signs of sexual violence. This included the presence of DNA evidence linking perpetrators to the assaults, as well as physical injuries, corroborating accounts of rape and gang rape. The forensic findings provided objective support to the survivors' testimonies. And then also we have photographic and video evidence. The team reviewed photographic and video materials that depicted the aftermath of the attacks. Some of these materials provided visual evidence supporting claims of sexual violence. The visual documentation served as compelling evidence of the atrocities committed. The convergence of these evidentiary sources led the United Nations team to conclude that there were reasonable grounds to believe that the conflict-related sexual violence, including rape and gang rape, occurred during the October 7th attacks in multiple locations across the Gaza. Okay, across the Gaza periphery. The United Nations team investigations. Okay, so here's another thing. Regarding the DNA evidence, here are the collection sites. Forensic teams collected DNA samples from multiple locations, including crime scenes and victims' bodies. This process involved gathering biological materials such as blood, semen, I wonder how that got there, and other bodily fluids that could contain DNA from why do I have a tongue twister with this one? Perpetrators, and then matching process. So they got the DNA, the collected DNA samples were analyzed and compared against existing DNA database to identify potential matches in cases where suspects were apprehended. Their DNA was directly compared to the samples obtained from the crime scenes or victims to establish connection. So again, remember, this is the UN that is also biased against Israel. This is what they have found. I'm not just talking about Israel's finding. And then also regarding the identification of the physical injuries that were indication of sexual violence types. So here are the types of injuries. Medical examinations revealed injuries consistent with sexual assault, including genital and anal trauma, such as lacerations. I don't know this word. Something. There are certain types of bruising that I don't know the names of. Okay, I don't know that. And non-genitalial. Guys, I wonder how did the victims, how did the dead bodies, I wonder how did they have trauma around their genitals and in their anal. How did they have genital and anal trauma, and how did they found semen in there that was matching the people that they arrested? I wonder how that happened. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Okay. Non-genital injuries, like bite marks, scratches and defensive wounds. Oh, bite marks on the attackers, on Hamas people. So, wow, that's horrible. Holy shit. So this is the last moment of these women, these Israeli women, their last moments of their lives. They were basically biting the Hamas militants trying to defend themselves. So injuries like bite marks, scratches, and defensive wounds suggesting resistance. So determining sexual nature, healthcare professionals assess the location, nature, and pattern of injuries to the genital and anal areas, especially when combined with signs of restraint or defensive wounds, strongly indicates sexual violence. Additionally, the presence of perpetrator DNA in these areas further corroborates allegations of sexual assault. Okay, so that's all. That's the evidence that we have, that the UN has concluded that there was sexual violence. This lady from the UN does not believe that, because on social media, some people falsely claim that there were beheaded babies, and then we realized, okay, no, there were babies that were killed by Hamas, but they weren't beheaded. But because that information ended up being wrong, she now is not believing that there were rape and gang rape. How is this related? How the fuck is that related? It's as if like somebody comes to your house, okay, grapes your, I don't know, wife and your children, and sets your house on fire and injures your son and you and leaves. And then there are rumors that they didn't injure your son, they killed your son. And then somebody comes like, hey, there were lies that they killed the son, but we now realize that they were injured, that they injured the son. And you have like ample evidence that, okay, the rape of the wife and children did happen. The house was set on fire. And we have so much evidence for that. And you're dismissing all of the fucking evidence with the excuse that, oh, you said the son was killed and the son was not killed, so I'm going to dismiss all of the fucking evidence. To me, it suggests that you are a Hamas sympathizer. When we have this much evidence coming out of your own organization, the UN that you work with, that Hamas said all of these things, and you're like, oh, I don't know, and you're so quick to say that Israel did all of these crimes without evidence, and with so much evidence, you're trying to make excuses for Hamas. Would that not make you a Hamas sympathizer? Guys, am I missing something here? Does this not suggest that these people are just trying to find any excuse not to accept that Hamas committed vile acts of terror? Why is this? Why are you? I mean, by that standard, we could defend every terrorist organization out there. You know why? Because as vile and disgusting as every terrorist organization is, at some point, some people are going to make claims about them that they did not do. You could defend ISIS like this. You could defend Al-Qaeda like this. You could defend Taliban like this. Hey, here's the thing, guys. I could just say this, okay? The Taliban has executed, okay, 5,000 Iranian children in one day. I just made a false claim about the Taliban, okay? This is a false claim about the Taliban. So now take that and go like, hey, there was a false claim on social media against the Taliban. So that means that I'm going to completely dismiss all the evidence for everything else they have ever done, even though there's so much evidence for it. Every terrorist group, there are some false claims about them that they have done. In social media, people go with things and they exaggerate. It happens all the time. So now this means that, in fact, you could do the same. You could apply the same standard to Israel then, huh? So if I find one single lie about Israel that some people said that ends up not being true, are you, with the same standard, lady, are you going to come and dismiss all the allegations against Israel and be like, well, then nothing happened? I can't believe any of them because there was at least one lie. Anyways, let's watch this. This was insane. Thank you, guys.
There was in June, that there was no evidence to support.
So look, so she's like, again, this is her reasoning. Let's watch this part. She says because.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is how it goes.
Wait, hold on.
You guys ready?
People
But the UN says it did happen.
No, the point is, no.
You work at the UN.
Said, no, the UN, not the UN is there are.
Not the UN is okay. So the UN, yes, that's the UN findings.
Appointees and then human rights appointees.
So I don't know how that is relevant to what Piers Morgan just said. Okay, so to be fair, Piers Morgan is correct that Piers Morgan, at least one time, he said 40 kids were beheaded. Okay, guys, this is why you should be proud of Atheist Republic. Okay, and unless we see evidence, even if it's Hamas, we don't come and say this happened. Even if we say something like this has happened, we will say allegedly, or people are saying it, we're not sure. We're very skeptical on this channel. This is good. Okay, so Piers Morgan doesn't remember that he did actually fall for the 40 children beheaded story. Okay, he did fall for it. He did fall for that. But here, I don't know what she's saying. She's saying that the UN has investigated this and there were rape. And now she's saying, well, UN has political appointees and I don't know what was the other appointee investigate.
Political appointees and then human rights appointees.
Human rights appointees, okay. How does that negate what Piers Morgan said? UN had an investigation into what happened and they came up with all the evidence that rape and gang rape happened. How is this an answer to what Piers was saying? I don't understand. Am I missing something here?
And the Commission of Inquiry concluded that there was in June, that there was no evidence to support the claims of gang rape. But
that's fucking bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. I showed you. Okay, so the UN, yeah, no, this by special representative by the United Nations. What the fuck are you talking about, lady?
Let's assume, I don't want to say anything that I've not investigated. So let's assume that rape.
This has been investigated. You don't need to assume. I don't want to say anything that hasn't been investigated. This has been. How do you not know this? You're from the fucking UN. How do these people work in the UN? How does she has a job there?
That have not investigated. So let's assume that rape occurred. So does it justify what Israel has done? What the reason why?
That was okay. So first of all, yes, it does justify what Israel has done, but that's not even the point of this conversation. The point of this conversation was, would you condemn Hamas? Okay. If you want to then talk about whether Israel has the right to respond in the way it did, that's a separate conversation. The way that we got here is that you were asked to condemn Hamas, and you're like, I don't know, blah, 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 blah. You're a terrorist sympathizer. You are a terrorist sympathizer.
No, I'm curious why, as a woman who works at the United Nations, why you would even want to have a.
But okay, by the way, somebody look at this. Okay. Okay, so look at this. Well, some people are saying that, oh, Armin, show us your evidence. Okay, so here's an interesting thing. This was there's so much like the fact that UN came out with this report. It's all over the place. Okay, but this was such a so obvious and so undeniable that you know who's reporting on this. Let me actually show you who's reporting on this. Look, this is Al Jazeera. This is Al Jazeera. So Al Jazeera saying UN experts say grounds to believe rape occurred in Hamas attack on Israel. I mean, guys, if when Al Jazeera is admitting that the UN experts, like the fact that UN experts have reported on this has even been covered by Al Jazeera. Yeah, even Al Jazeera. Yes, exactly. I don't know what to tell you guys. If you guys want to deny that Hamas did this, then you're, I don't know, you might be too far gone. You might be lost.
What Israel has done, what the reason why?
No, I'm curious why, as a woman who works at the United Nations, why you would even want to have a specter of doubt about it. I've read so.
So I disagree with Piers Morgan. You could have doubt about everything. Okay, you could have doubt about your own even existence. Okay, having doubt is good, but we're talking about reasonable doubt. Like we're talking things. We treat things that are close to certain pragmatically. We treat them as if they're certain. It doesn't make sense to live a life. So nothing is for certain. Nothing in the world is for certain. But after a certain level of certainty, even if it's not 100%, it doesn't make sense. Pragmatically, we treat them as if they are certain. Okay. So doubt is always a good thing as long as you're not becoming too radical with it. After a certain position, it's justified to treat it as if it's certain.
Why you would even want to have a specter of doubt about it. I've read so many
because of the beheaded babies, because of the claim of beheaded babies. How many journalists, sorry, Piers, including yourself, have amplified this news and used this argument of the beheaded babies?
What do you think I said?
Well, you have.
What do you think I said?
You have asked the people, do you condemn Hamas?
So Piers is wrong. Piers actually did mention the beheaded babies. So Piers is like acting like he didn't say it. Maybe he doesn't remember. I mean, I don't remember everything I said. Sometimes I might have said something wrong that I don't remember. So I could forgive him for not remembering. But he did say the beheaded babies. I think he did. Okay. Somebody is asking for the name of this UN lady. I forgot to check. By the way, I can't type Piers Morgan. I need to go buy a new keyboard because the M on my keyboard is not working anymore. I don't know why. But let me see. Who's this lady? People wanted to know her name. Huh? I don't know. Let me see. Hold on. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Can somebody figure out her name? Because I can't check it right now. Somebody figure out her name and tell me.
And you have mentioned the beheaded baby.
Oh, thank you. Francesca Albanese. That's her name. Thank you for checking that.
Do you condemn Hamas? And you have mentioned the beheaded baby.
What do you think I said?
Okay, see, so she refused to. So she refuses, she never condemns Hamas. How could you be a UN?
You have asked the people, do you condemn Hamas? And you have mentioned the beheaded baby.
What do you think I said?
What What do you mean what I think you said?
Quote back to me what you think I said about babies.
Beheaded babies.
Yeah.
Did you say that or not?
All I've seen ever
Did you
since...
say that or not?
I'm about to answer you. All I've seen ever since is that I apparently said that up to 40 babies have been beheaded. I never said that. I choked up earlier reading this new revelation about 40 babies being killed.
Oh, my God.
And some of them being beheaded. And I was like, how can any human being...
Okay, so he technically didn't say. So these 3 Muslim YouTubers, they went and found a part that he talked about them being beheaded. So technically, he didn't say 40 babies were beheaded. He said 40 babies were killed. I mean, to be more accurate, 29 children were killed. So it wasn't 40, and they're children. It's not all of them were not babies, right? And he said some of them were beheaded. Okay, so yeah, I mean, maybe they were beheaded. Right now, we don't have any evidence for any babies being beheaded. Okay, and I mean, that would be, I don't think at that point, like, these people were there to kill, and I can see what some of them being, you know, evil enough to take advantage of the situation and rape while they have the chance to do that. I don't see them wasting time, you know, doing Islamic beheadings. Well, like, I think they were trying to get as many kills as possible to just sit down doing ritual beheadings while they're in Gaza, given that to them every fucking second counts. You know what I mean? I think they were just trying to maximize their death count, and the only thing that made them stop sometimes and do something else was the temptation to rape. I don't think that there was temptations to, like, hey, let's waste time, you know, removing these heads while there's every possible second that we could use to just get more kill count. You know what I'm saying? That it didn't seem in character. Maybe if you arrest people after for propaganda reasons, they want to do beheadings, but not in the middle of the freaking battle. Yeah, by the way, guys, can you I can't call it a battle because they were fighting civilians. I mean, not in the middle of their terrorist activities. Yeah, guys, please, the language that I'm using is very non-YouTube friendly, so please go ahead and like the stream. Let me see, how are we demonetized? Oh god, we're not yet demonetized. YouTube is very nice to us recently, so let's continue. So Supergirl is saying, Armin, let's be honest, they probably did do all the bad things. That's, guys, some of you do not know how to analyze news. Okay, you think, like, if I say they didn't do every bad thing that you could imagine, that means that Hamas is not just as bad. Okay, so I don't know, did they also how about this, guys? Like, some of your analysis, guys, is really, really weak. Okay, let's say, for example, I say that not only they beheaded the babies, you said they did every bad thing because we're anti-Hamas here. So if some people just suggest that they did every bad thing, they must have done it. That's a weak level of analysis. Here's how let me tell you what this is like. I'm going to make the claim that Hamas, when they were in Israel, what they did, they also raped the pets. I'm just going to make that claim. Now, if somebody comes and says, well, we don't have any evidence that Hamas raped the pets, who are you going to believe? You're going to be like, oh, well, Hamas is evil, so they probably did every fucking bad thing. So if somebody says that they also raped the pets, you're going to just accept, like, well, okay, now that the claim that they raped the pets is out there, I'm just going to accept it because Hamas is evil. That is not good analysis. When I say Hamas did that rape and gang rape and targeted civilians and killed the children on purpose, it's because we have fucking evidence for it. I'm not just going to be a tribal, like, I'm not going to be like, well, Hamas is bad, so if somebody makes a claim that they did something bad, I'm just going to believe it. That's not how we operate on this channel. We look for evidence. Okay? Anyways, let's continue.
Beheaded. And I was like, how can any human being do that to a baby?
I don't know.
It's completely untrue.
You said, no. Look, You have said, you have referred to, I don't know if 40, you have referred to the beheaded babies or to the babies.
I've talked about
on
babies
October 7th.
being killed,
Yeah.
people being beheaded, which they were, because you know how we know that? Because
The
Hamas broadcast it on their
So Carl is saying, this is so stupid. Muslim behead unbelievers in warfare, period. Muslims see rape as a legit part of warfare, period. Well, in this time, we don't have any evidence that they beheaded babies. We don't have any evidence for that. Oh, Muslims do this, period. Period. As if like, oh, your periods are evidence, Carl. What amazing evidence you have. I didn't believe you until you put period in all. Guys, why do you think it matters? Hamas killed children. That's fucking evil. Beheading the children doesn't make it more evil. The children have lost their fucking lives. That's evil enough. To me, it doesn't make it any more evil if you behead them. It's a lifeless body. I cared about it. I cared about the fact that you killed the baby, killed the child. And then you look at your evidence. Your evidence is period in capitalization. We don't have any evidence that they beheaded any children. We don't have, I mean, if you have evidence, then I will believe it. This is not like, no, it doesn't. Even ISIS, not all the time. Just because they sometimes do it, it doesn't mean that they do it all the time in every fucking battle. Or in every fucking terrorist attack. Did Al Qaeda behead anyone in 9/11? No. Did ISIS behead people during fighting in every attack that they did? No. Your evidence is bullshit. Your evidence is period, writing period in capital letters. That's your evidence. Fuck off with this level of analysis. We here look for evidence. And they killed children. Hamas killed children, and they went there on purpose to kill children. Why do you think you have to add to that by saying they beheaded 40 babies? That's fucking insane enough. Unbelievable.
which they were, because you know how we know that? Because Hamas broadcast it on their GoPro cameras.
So there you go. You can see very clearly, and this is the reason why.
That's actually unbelievable that he's saying that.
It is because you know you've been there, bro.
Why does he keep lying about this stuff? About this point in particular?
Yeah.
Because I think Bassem Youssef in his first interview, he said the same thing. He said that you said about the beheaded babies. And then he came back and said, well, I didn't say that.
Yeah.
And I think the phraseology he used maybe in another clip was decapitated babies, which is a synonym, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so, I mean, we've just seen in the other clip that he did use the term beheaded babies, and he did clearly imply that there was beheading, and that happened on GoPro, was broadcasted on GoPro camera.
I'm actually really happy that these people are saying this, because look at the desperation to defend Hamas. Okay, Hamas. We have evidence that Hamas raped Israeli women, killed Israeli children, and these people, the side that they're defending is so pathetically deprived of any moral sense that what they have in defense is that they didn't behead the children that they killed. I mean, I want you to keep saying that. I want these idiots to go and say Hamas didn't behead any babies. You know, I'm glad that the false news regarding beheading babies got out there, so that these people go and say that they didn't behead any babies, meaning that everything else that we say has been established by evidence, that we know that they did everything else. So think about this. Why are they focusing on no beheading babies? Because the rape allegations are true. We have evidence for it. And the killing of children are true. That's why you're so focused on this other one, because this is the only one that was false. The other ones are true. Okay. Why are you not questioning the other? Why are these people not focusing on that, examining the evidence for the other claims that Hamas has done on October 7th? And also, why do you have to say that? Like, why do you go around and say they didn't behead babies? This shows that you are Hamas supporters. Like, the fact that you are insisting on saying that, like going out because you're trying to find a way to make Hamas look not as evil. Like, do you understand what I'm saying, guys? Like, they're empty-handed. They have nothing else. Somebody should say to them, like, okay, fine. Wait, Gene, don't press any of the layouts, please. Let me touch the layouts in the bottom. I don't know if it was Gene. Was it Gene? Oh, there are several super chats. Okay, sounds good. I will respond to them. But yeah, please keep giving us this narrative. Actually, let me finish. Let me see what they have to say, and then we will get to the super chats.
By Hamas, where they were gleefully doing it.
That's not true.
That's not true, because I haven't seen that footage.
What is he on about?
I haven't seen that footage.
And the thing that's interesting is, like, you have to prepare for these debates, because you can see what the lady was saying is true, but he kind of caught out, well, caught me then. And we went back to that clip, and it's very clear.
No. The thing is, she's a human rights expert. Yeah. Italian human rights expert. She's a UN special rapporteur. And
this basically is embarrassing for UN if this is your human rights expert, that she's dismissing the evidence for rape and gang rape that the United Nations itself published, and your own human rights expert is denying them. This is embarrassing for the UN.
She was one of the early ones to put her neck on the line and say this is a plausible genocide. That's her field. Those are the sorts of questions.
Yeah, and you have no evidence for it being a genocide. You have no evidence for what Israel doing in Gaza. So wow, look at the human rights experts from the UN. There's ample amount of evidence to show in Gaza there was gang rape, and she's denying it. And we have zero evidence that Israel, in fact, we have evidence that Israel is either not doing genocide in Gaza, or Israel sucks at doing genocide. Okay, it's one of these two options. Either Israel is not doing genocide in Gaza, or this is the worst attempt at genocide in the history of the world. Like, Israel is actually trying to do genocide in Gaza, but it has no it has no skills when it comes to it's very good in everything else in warfare, but when it comes to genocide, they fail at that for some reason.
You should be asking this exact word fallacy. Piers knows exactly what he's doing. He's taking her out of a...
No, that's bullshit. Okay, so to be fair, Piers did say that babies were beheaded, and he claims that he didn't say that, but he forgot. Do you guys have any idea how hard it is to remember every fucking thing you have said on your shows, given the amount of content he produced? I mean, you have to. I don't know. It's impossible. It's almost
Piers
impossible.
knows exactly what he's doing. He's taking her out of her comfort zone, because you could see she was on a roll, and then he's like, where did I say this? Where did I? Her response was good. Did you not say this? And then now when he said no, now we can do the homework, and we can obviously present those clips.
Yeah, because you have the benefit of doing something after like he over there cannot in real time access all the videos that he has produced. Okay, it's not like that an AI in his brain with all the videos being uploaded there, and he could just like go and select the thing that he said at so and so date and bring it up and remember it. You have that benefit. After that show is over, you and your own fans can go and spend time looking through the videos and clip that part out and show it to him. That's the benefit that you has that he doesn't have when he's talking live to that lady.
However,
and yeah, he said something without evidence, and that's a mistake. And it's easy; you could just take it back. Like, okay, I thought at that time that this was true, and now I realize that it wasn't. So yeah, I take that back. I just won't take back every other thing against Hamas, the rape and the gang rape and the killing of children and civilians. What about all of that? We have evidence for that.
But he knew exactly what he's doing, because if he then questions the fact that it's a genocide, or if he questions what the UN has said or done, obviously she knows, and that's her field. But Piers is going to be very snidey and snaky.
It's funny because if that's her field, so you guys are now accepting the authority of the UN. Are you accepting that? Okay, so then you guys should condemn Hamas then. You guys should condemn Hamas. You should condemn the Islamic Republic. And also, no UN institutions have come officially announced that Israel is committing genocide, so you should accept that as well. I don't know. If you want to accept guys, these people were anti-liberal values, anti the standards, the human rights values by United Nations, that that contradicts all their Islamic values. Many of the standards set by the United Nations, basically condemns the laws that is set in place based on Sharia in many Islamic countries. And these people, when it suits them, are completely against all these human rights experts that are against anything that is remotely close to what we call Sharia law. And now all of a sudden, oh, she's a human rights expert by UN, so she knows what she's talking about, and she's right and he's wrong. So an appeal to authority only when it suits you, only when the authority is saying what you like. But the same authority, if tomorrow it comes and says something, about LGBT, you guys are like, liberalism, oh, fuck these people. These, like, the Western world has gone, crazy, and this is woke nonsense being forced upon the rest of the world. So I hope that you apply the same standard of these people being experts and human rights. And if they come and condemn your homophobia, I don't know if you're going to accept their authority in that sense as well, and in that point of time as well. Like this, I know. What am I talking about? These people are hypocrites, and we know they're hypocrites.
Yeah.
And Andrew, in any court of law,
Yeah, I think it was. You're right. I think it was a strategy of debate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we're involved in debates. So the thing is that in a court of law, if I as a witness make a statement and it is a lie, then you know that my credibility is in question here.
Yeah.
So very clearly, and that's
I
the reason
think
why.
He didn't lie. He just didn't remember exactly what he said. That's completely normal for content creators. You should know that. You guys should know that. Do you guys remember every fucking position that you ever had?
He actually has to retract.
Of course, not only that. When it comes
And he
to
has
the
to
whole
apologize.
when it comes to the whole grape issue that they're
Especially
Why you have fucking glass houses and shit? Have you guys ever apologized for all the false information that I have proven on this channel? Like it's not even disputable. You have said things that I showed on my live streams that completely contradicts. Even if you're Muslim, even if you're a fan of these three idiots, I have shown on my live stream things that is so obviously contradicts what they have claimed on their shows. Have they ever come and apologized for any false information that they have said on this channel? Hey, guess what? I have. Well, I haven't apologized, but I have said I was wrong. The reason I don't think you need to apologize, because apology suggests that I did something wrong. But being wrong about things is normal. If you just correct yourself and say that I was wrong about that so and so, and now I have new evidence and I changed my opinion about it, that's all I could expect from you. I don't need you to apologize. I just need you to come and correct yourself. And if anybody helped you, you could also thank them for correcting you. That's the standard that I expect. But these people, like, for example, Danny Hayagaju has videos with false claims that is so obviously false that even the source that he's showing on the screen that he thinks is supporting what he's saying, if you actually read what he's showing on the screen, it actually contradicts what he's saying. And we, for example, made a live stream showing how embarrassingly wrong he is about the things that he has said. We have done the same thing to these people. And not only they have never taken it back, those videos are still up. Like, those videos are still up, no correction, no apology, nothing. From all of these three people, and also Danny Hayagaju. So I don't know why they expect, like, oh, you have to come and apologize.
this woman.
Exactly, but what about the whole issue where
He was even questioning her womanhood.
Yeah, no, exactly. As a woman, how could you? What do you mean? It's not. And she said rightly so, because
I actually I agree in that point. As a woman, yes, actually, okay. I agree when Piers Morgan said, as a woman, how could you? I don't like to bring your gender into your positions. Who the fuck cares if you're a man or a woman? A correct position is the correct position, or it's not. If you're a man, you should be as anti-rape as if you're a woman. It's not more of a disappointment that you are. It's, if Hamas has committed rape against women on October 7th, if you are a woman denying that happened, that's just as disgusting as a man denying that happened. It's both the same. It's the correct position. The correct position is to see the evidence and come with the justified position that Hamas did commit rape and gang rape on October 7th, and to condemn it. It has nothing to do with whether you're a man or a woman. So I agree that when Piers Morgan said as a woman, like, what the fuck? Who cares what your gender is? That's a position that everybody should have, man, woman, or whatever.
The 40 babies. That wasn't true. How am I supposed to believe this whole great thing as well? So you can clearly see, I mean, we know what Piers Morgan's about, you know, but you can see the tactics that they're using. And if this was in any case, if this was the same question asked to him about Ukraine, bro, the answer would be completely
different. Yeah, that's right.
Completely different.
Russia, they're doing a genocide.
Putin, this and
they're
that,
wrong with the
Okay. I don't know if anybody... Okay, Russia was the aggressor. You fucking morons. They think that they compare Russia and Ukraine, and they compare it to Israel and Gaza, and they're so fucking stupid. This is their brains on wokeism, okay? Because it's funny, because they're not thinking Islamically at this point. They have actually been influenced by wokeism in this when they're talking like this. Because when you are a Marxist, or if you're woke, what you see is that, okay, let me look at Russia and Ukraine. Who's evil and who's on the right, okay? So some people think that the weaker person must be on the right, and the stronger person must be in the wrong. And this is partly because of how our brain operates, but partly because of Marxism that sees power, the people who are in charge, as the bad guys, and wokeism basically separates the world into the oppressors and the oppressee. And if you're the weaker, you must be the oppressee. And then they come and apply that to Israel and Gaza, and they say, well, Israel is stronger, Gaza is weaker, so Israel bad, Gaza good. That's fucking moronic. If you actually want to do a comparison between Israel and Gaza and Russia and Ukraine, you have to see who was the aggressor. Who started this fucking shit? Ukraine and Russia were not in war until Russia started the war. Russia was the aggressor. So if you want to bring that comparison to Israel and Gaza, Hamas was the aggressor. Hamas started the fucking war. They had peace on October 6th. They had war on October 7th. Israel is defending itself in the same way that Ukraine is defending itself against the aggressors. In this situation, Israel is Ukraine and Hamas is Russia. Fucking morons. And like, oh, if this was a bad Ukraine and Russia, you guys know what you guys would condemn it. Yes, I will condemn both. I will condemn Russia, Putin, and Hamas. I'm consistent on both sides. Like, this is not a double standard. On both sides, I condemn the aggressor. On the Russian side, the aggressor was Putin, and in this Israel side, the aggressor is Hamas. So we're completely consistent on this.
Question asked to him about Ukraine, bro, the answer would be completely
different. Yeah, that's right.
Completely different.
Russia.
No, it wouldn't be completely different. It's actually completely the same. We condemn the aggressor on both sides.
They're doing a genocide.
Putin,
they're wrong. With the Mehdi Hassan interview, he was very categorical. On the one hand, he was saying, I know all of this. All of this is a fact. I don't need to see anything. Exactly. But when it comes to this, what was that? Moral quandary.
Oh, quandary.
There's actually no moral quandary. Hamas is the aggressor. We condemn Hamas. We defend Israel. Israel has the right to defend itself. Israel is responding to an attack. Israel's existence has been challenged, and Israel needs to demonstrate its deterrent capability as much as possible to survive. So, no, Israel is completely right. There's no moral quandary. We know what we're supporting. We understand why Israel is doing what it needs to do, and we're completely supporting Israel.
Wow.
He's in a moral country.
I haven't heard that word.
He's been in a moral country for quite a long time, hasn't he?
Yes.
Wait. Actually, let me read the super chats before I forget. So we got the new Zainab bint Al Harith is saying, what are some fucked up reliable Shia and Ibadi hadith? I have trouble debating those sects since all the main points against Islam are Sunni hadith. Well, I mean, I have some streams against regarding Shia hadiths. Let me know, guys, in the comments if you, because right now I can't go. I actually been collecting a list. Let me know if you want me to do fucked up Shia hadiths. I don't know Ibadi hadiths that much, but I do know I have access to a lot of insane Shia hadiths. If you want me to do that, would you like me to do that? I could do a stream on that. Let me know if there's a demand on that. Also, we have somebody from Israel. Thank you so much for the support in Israel. We got a super chat from Israel. I cannot pronounce your name because it's written in Hebrew, saying, "Hi, dear Armin. They make me mad and they are not worth it. Love you, Shireen. Yes, I remember you. I should remember your. I try to remember your profile. Shireen from Israel. Shireen means sweet in Persian. Does it mean the same thing in Israel? Wait, are you an Iranian? Are you a Iranian Israeli? Because your name is Persian. Okay, so they are worth reviewing because they represent what the many Muslim anti-Israel people are saying. So we need to respond to it. So that's why I think it's worth a response. There needs to be a react. Like these people, these ideas are growing in the West. Okay, so I think our channel needs to be the response. We need to have a response to it, right? So, by the way, is Shirin Iranian Israeli? Because her name is Persian, meaning sweet. All right, so Jan from Israel saying 140 attacks, 784 dead, 622 injured. The religionofpeace.com last 30 days. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Jan, from updating us for what the Religion of Peace has to offer. And also, we got another super chat saying Turkey is greater than Turkey. So the turkey, the bird, is greater than Turkey, the country. Well, the turkey, the country, is not actually Turkey. It's Turkiye. It's Turkiye. So it's not actually Turkey. But I don't agree with that. I mean, I'm against Erdogan, but that's just one Turkey, and Turkey as a country has a lot of people, including many secular activists and liberal activists. So there are many people in Turkey that I celebrate. I just don't like the leadership. I don't like the Islamists in Turkey, and I don't like the leadership in Turkey. But Turkey has a lot of great people. A lot of great activists as well. A lot of great anti-Islamist activists are in Turkey that they're doing their activism, and it's not safe for them to do so. Carl saying, the more you shout at me, the more money I give. Don't king shame. Oh, okay. Okay. Yes, I was gonna shame you, but that would be king shaming. I'm not gonna do that though. That was fun. All right. Let's continue.
SubhanAllah.
Yes,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, any last words, guys?
No, I think with this, he has to actually come with an apology.
Wait, let me actually, before I'm going to read you about what we know regarding the children, okay? So on October 7th, 2023, Hamas militants launched a coordinated attack on Israeli communities, resulting in significant civilian casualties, including children. Reports indicate that at least 29 children were killed during these attacks. In the aftermath, there were widespread claims that 40 babies had been beheaded by Hamas fighters. However, these specific allegations have been scrutinized and found to lack substantiation. So they had no substance. Okay. Investigations by various media outlets and fact-checking organizations have not confirmed the veracity of these claims. Okay, so there is no evidence for it. Again, when there is no evidence for that, it means it's not justified for you to. It doesn't mean it didn't happen. It just means it's not justified for you to believe it. That's what the position that we should be holding right now. But what I care about is that at least 29 children were killed. And another important fact is that the children were killed not because they were collateral damage in the eyes of Hamas. They were deliberate. Oh my God, on purpose. What some words are tongue twisters for me. They were targeted on purpose. So here's the evidence that I have for that. The body camera footage recovered from Hamas militants during the October 7, 2023 attacks provides direct insight into their actions and intentions. This footage captured by the militants themselves reveal, okay, here's the word again, deliberate and targeted assaults on civilians, including children. Okay, so the evidence that we have that these attacks were deliberate is from the footage that Hamas was recording themselves. Okay, so key observations from the body cams footage. Intentional targeting. The videos show militants systematically, is it systematically or systematically? Systematically entering homes and communities, actively seeking out and attacking civilians. This behavior indicates premeditated actions rather than incidental harm. Lack of discrimination. The footage does not show any effort by the attackers to distinguish between combatants and non-combatants. Instead, there is clear pattern of indiscriminate violence against all individuals encountered, including children. Documentation of atrocities. The fact that militants recorded these acts suggests an intent to document and possibly publicize their actions, further underscoring the deliberate nature of the attacks. This body cam evidence, combined with other investigations findings, supports the conclusion that the killings of civilians, including children, were intentional and systematic. So that's what matters to me. Do you guys think that Hamas is less evil? Do you guys think Hamas is less evil if we come up with the understanding that, okay, they went there to kill civilians, including children. When they saw Israeli children, they targeted them and they killed them on purpose to kill the children. If we come up with the understanding that after they killed the children, they didn't detach their heads from their bodies, does that mean Hamas is less evil? Tell me in the chat. Does that make Hamas less evil for not detaching the heads from the bodies after they kill the children? That's insane. That's the standard that we have. Oh my God, Hamas is not as evil because they killed the children, but they let their heads remain attached to the bodies. What the fuck?
He's not, but this guy's
if he doesn't come out with an apology, then his credibility is.
This guy's no credibility.
Yeah, it's true, but with something like this, whereas you can prove it, it's objectively false. It's not a matter of opinion here. This is not a matter of opinion.
Exactly.
If he doesn't do it, then I'm sorry to say that.
I think he needs to retire, and his wife needs to divorce him.
Does he have a wife?
Or a husband, whoever.
Okay, yeah.
No, he's not homosexual. I don't think so.
No,
he's not homosexual.
He has every right to be if he wants to. If he wants to, and I'm just saying that.
Yeah, well,
in the Western world.
Yeah, I mean, it should, there's nothing.
In the Western world, they're just trying to make fun of LGBT rights.
He can be homosexual if he wants to.
In this society,
he can be.
Yes.
Yeah. Let him be a homosexual if he wants to.
They think this is an insult. They're saying this because they see this as an insult.
Not stopping him.
Why wife? Why can't he have a boyfriend? Or a man that's dominating him? Why can he not?
And a man that is dominating him. See, they see being gay as an insult, but it's more of an insult if you are the bottom. So he's trying to, Ali is like, let him be gay, let him be the bottom person in the gay relationship, and they're laughing about it because this is the insult that he could think of. This is the insult. They're using being gay as an insult.
Probably someone is.
No, it's. Yeah,
I think it's
in his worldview. He has a right to be dominated if he wants to.
I think Rupert Murdoch, his boss, is probably dominating him.
Maybe
when the cameras switch off, I think that's it.
Maybe he's in a dominant country. We don't know. Anyways,
I love this. I loved you guys showing your homophobia. I love the fact that you're seeing this as an insult.
Are you predicting?
No, so Supergirl, I don't like this as well, but like highlight that. I don't understand. Like highlight Supergirl's comment, the one that you just highlighted. So I mean, you guys are trying to respond to them by also calling them gay. I mean, being gay is not an insult. Like, what the hell?
Anyways,
Are you predicting?
I mean, great. It's great. Just keep demonstrating what you consider to be an insult.
anyways, till next time, guys. With what does quandary mean?
Confusion.
Is it? Bloody hell, man! Why those big words? Confusion. Yes, he's
No,
definitely.
to defend Israel, you have to go to the thesaurus.
No,
and
it's just
get the most
because when you
abstract
mentioned quandary, I got a quandary. Does that make sense? I got confused. Does that make sense?
No.
Okay, it's not working. Till next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Okay. All right, let me actually read some of your comments. Guys, make sure you like the stream and share this video and also leave comments and do all the things. Oh, we got a new member, Danielle. I thought you were already a member. Thank you for being a member. Also, Shirin is saying she's Ashkenazi Jew. So why? That's amazing. So why is your name Shirin? Shirin is a very Persian name. Or do you guys have that in Hebrew as well? Okay, that's very interesting. Shirin means sweet in Persian. So can somebody explain to me what does Shirin mean in Hebrew? Irina is saying they are building the centers. Oh, the centers at the beginning to then use it to cover. Oh, wait. It's lucky in Hebrew. Okay. Thank you. Well, just start that. I was reading something, but thank you, Gene. All right. So Irina is saying the buildings at the beginning of the show, they're building them to use it to cover for supporting terrorism. It's a cover. I mean, they're building it to spread Islam, which technically is the same thing. But also it's a good money-making scheme, you know. First of all, you have an institution, you have to pay people salaries, and you're investing in real estate at the same time. So it's a win-win-win. You know, I have an institution, now we have salaries, we're investing in real estate, and we're spreading Islam. And with the spread of Islam in the UK, we have the excuse to make more investments, buy more real estate, and pay more income. Jack is saying, why do you assume money that goes to Palestine also goes to Hamas? Isn't it possible that it goes to the Palestinian Authority or the humanitarian organizations not affiliated with Hamas? Okay, so the Palestinian Authority is not in Gaza. So the money that is, these people are trying to support Gaza, right? I mean, that's the pictures they have in the background. They're not showing the West Bank, they're showing Gaza. I mean, if they say like, oh, people in Gaza are in trouble, send us money, and then the money goes to West Bank, then that's false advertising. I don't know. I mean, why would you send money to the West Bank? The West Bank is the situation of the West Bank. People's lives is not as bad. Why would you, like, I don't understand, like, oh, there's a war in Gaza, let's send money to the West Bank? So that doesn't make any sense. So what would the Palestinian authorities be doing in Gaza? They're not even there. So regarding to humanitarian organizations, so what we know is that, yes, so the organizations that even some Westerners, some non-Hamas sympathizers have been donating to, when some people investigate that, they end up seeing that they are not reliable. They're not reliable institutions to try to make sure that the money is not getting into Hamas's hand, right? So when I said the money gets to Hamas's hand, is because you're right. I'm not certain, but it is too likely for us to, for anybody to support. Because first of all, I don't think that Ali Dawah, Muhammad Hijab, and Small to Jannah, they do as effective of a screening. First of all, they're Hamas sympathizers. So if the money gets to the hand of Hamas, I don't think they would be very upset about it anyways. But I've seen that people who are even trying to make sure that the money doesn't get into the hand of Hamas, and they chose charities to avoid that happening. Later, when they picked the charity to support, to get money to support the people in Gaza, their fans and followers went and done investigations and saw that actually this institution doesn't do enough to make sure that Hamas doesn't get control over their aid, right? Also, even organizations that have done everything they possibly can to make sure that the aid that they get into Gaza doesn't reach Hamas, Hamas has managed to use its combatants to come and just steal the money, even from the UN. Like, if you are stealing UN aid, I don't know what other charitable institution is capable of bypassing Hamas and making sure that the aid directly goes to the people in Gaza. The way I see it is that the only institution that I would trust to monitor is Israel, who gets what is Israeli institutions, right? So if I want to support anybody in Gaza because of the conditions that they're dealing with, I would go and see, because Israel has constantly had to force the aid from not getting in, because every time the Hamas steals the aid and sells it triple the price to the people in Gaza. So Israel is constantly trying to find a way to work with institutions that they trust to get aid to the hands of people in Gaza. So if I was going to support a charity, I would see what Israel themselves believe, like what institutions Israel is working with. So I would basically go from the Israeli direction and see who they're working with, who have they put the stamp of approval in, and maybe if Israel itself has any human rights institutions that they are working in getting money, getting food and water to the hands of Palestinians. So, and given that these people do not trust any institutions that the IDF is working with, I would not trust their charity, right? So, is it possible that the money that they're sending to Gaza gets to the hands of people in Gaza without going through Hamas? Well, everything is possible. I just find it very unlikely, given that even UN aid has been stolen by Hamas and has been sold triple the price to people in Gaza. That's why I'm just considering it likely enough not to be trustworthy. Not that I'm saying it for certain, but likely enough to consider this to be an aid to Hamas rather than to the people of Palestine, rather than the people of Gaza. Does that make any sense, what I just said? Does that make sense? Did that make sense to anybody, or did I explain it well or not? Irina saying, can we say this is their way of money laundering, LOL? Well, the problem is that what they're doing is in line with the laws, and technically money laundering is the term they use for something that is illegal. So even though we're against what they're doing, and they basically what they're doing is a type of con, in my opinion, but religious con is considered to be legal, so it's within the framework of the law. So money laundering, I think, is the term that we use for illegal activity, but because they are managing to fool people and take their money away from them within the framework of the law, technically I think it cannot be called money laundering. Not just women, Armin. Wait, really? Did they rape men as well? I did not know that. I will double check that. Yeah, guys, don't forget the men. I thought they just killed men. They also raped men? Did they? Okay, let me actually check this. Oh, my M is working. Sometimes the M on my keyboard works, sometimes it doesn't. During the October 7, 2023 attacks by Hamas militias, okay. While the majority of documented cases involve female victims, there is evidence indicating that some men were also subjected to sexual assault. Holy shit, I did not know that. Do not forget the men. Okay, so yeah, you were right. I did not know that. Thank you so much for educating me on this. That makes the... Anyways, I'm not even going to say that. Okay. Raphael saying, I came across a video showing women lined up against a wall while numerous Hamas members were speaking in Arabic, translated, making horrifying statements about their intentions to rape them. Okay, I have to see that video, because that video might have been for something, because if this has happened, I think it would have been everywhere. It might have been ISIS, and some people are saying it's Hamas. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but I have to see it and analyze it to believe it. I'm not saying it happened. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying that just be careful what you see on social media. Sometimes they go and find old videos that might be ISIS, it might be Al-Qaeda. Not that Hamas is not as bad as ISIS. I think Hamas is worse than ISIS. But just be careful believing the captions under the videos, because sometimes it might be something else. Link, please, Armin. Link to what? The Al Jazeera video? The Al Jazeera thing that I showed you? What do you want link to? Here. I put the link to the Al Jazeera article if you're looking for them. Steve is saying, it's in the chat now. Steve is saying, why does that woman have the... Huh? Oh, her cleavage covered during by blurring disc. Is she trying to get Piers Morgan banned by showing her tits? No, no, because this is an Islam. Her tits are not showing. We're watching this from Ali Dalba's channel. They see just there's no cleavage or anything. It's just a little part of her chest showing, and they are covering it because they're an Islamic channel. However, this is actually an interesting thing because Islamically, this is them being affected by the liberal world values because like they're far behind, but Islamically, there is not much of a difference between showing your hair or showing this part of your chest or showing your hand. They're all a sin equally. So they're covering the chest, but they're not covering her hair. But if they wanted to be actually Islamic, they're acknowledging that the hair is not as, needing of cover as this chest area. And this is not, they're both haram. This is not Islamic. So why are you not covering the hair if you're covering the chest area? So Ali Dawah is not being a proper Muslim. I think, for example, on Daniel Hayraj's channel, they will cover both. It's weird because Ali Dawah, this is Ali Dawah's channel. And Ali Dawah is, when he brings his wife to his shows, have you guys seen that? He doesn't even let his wife speak because his wife's voice might be too arousing. So his wife writes on a whiteboard and shows it to us, or he reads it from a whiteboard so that she doesn't speak. That's what he does when he brings his wife to his show. So given that he does that to his wife, I don't know why he's showing the hair here. I mean, guys, are you not aroused by the hair? So if you are aroused by the hair, then Ali Dawah is sinning because he has made you aroused. Anyways. Okay, no more. Do not highlight no more stars because there's only how many stars? Okay, 5 more comments and then we'll end the show. The Light Life is saying, I said this before, but it's important as she is a whistleblower. The UN advisor and genocide expert Alice, I don't know how to pronounce that last name, was just fired for refusing to classify Israeli appropriate conduct in Gaza as genocide. Okay, is this true? I'm going to screenshot this to look this up later. I don't know if this is true, but that's interesting if it is true. Raphael is saying, wait, she is from the UN and she is saying there is no proof while the report was done by the UN experts, and then she argues about reports that are false. What is that? That's insanity. That's what it is. Irina is saying, happy Thanksgiving, everyone, from the States. Oh, that's why somebody was talking about turkeys being better than turkey. Okay, now that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. I'm Canadian, so I don't know. I wasn't following Thanksgiving in the US. Happy Thanksgiving to our US audience. Amir saying, Armin, will Emily Schrader be on the Iranian channel on Monday? Well, guys, I have to put a little bit of a distance because it become too greedy with our guests' time. Then I feel I might lose them completely. Okay, Emily, I'm just trying to. It's kind of like a first date. Okay, so if you follow up too soon, you might lose her completely. So it's the same thing with guests. Okay, So I'm so excited to have Emily on, but if I act too excited and just be like, okay, when are you coming next? Then I'm we might lose her completely. I just want to make sure that I give her some time and space before I go and ask her to come over again. Okay. I know. I want her back on as much as possible. I just think that there should be a little bit of a distance. Okay. Right. Yes, there's no Palestinian Authority in Gaza. I mean, there were. I think they just threw them off the roof. The Hamas threw them off the rooftop. That's what they did. So, okay. People say Armin is trying to be cool. Yes. I'm not cool, but I try. I can't. I'm not cool, but I can pretend like it. Okay, I can pretend. Anyways, don't forget to like the stream, guys. Don't forget to like the stream. Don't forget to leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe to Atheist Republic. Don't forget to hit the bell notification, because when I go live, if you're subscribed, that's not good enough. YouTube will not tell you that we're going live. You have to hit the bell notification, and then when you hit the bell notification, you have to select all. That's actually good for you. If you like the stream, it's actually good for you, because the more YouTube understands what content you like, the smarter it's going to be at trying to fill your feed with things that it understands that you like. It's dumb at the beginning, but the more you like, eventually it gets better at recognizing what kind of a person you are and what it needs to recommend to you. So the reason why, so I'm saying, even if you're too lazy to like the stream because it's good for our channel and makes our channel grow, like the stream, because you have been watching us for an hour and a half. And if you like the stream, YouTube will understand you more as a person, and if your feed will become a better feed. So do it out of your own self-interest. Like the stream out of your own self-interest. Do that, okay? Anyways, thank you, everyone. I'm Israel Kai. Stay liberal, and till next time. Don't forget to like the stream now. Does this work? Should I bring back the yelling? Should I yell at you? Would you like? I don't know. Let me know in the chat. Should I bring back the yelling?